Welcome to Club Damingo, brought to you by Cyclone Comics.
Recording in fucking progress.
Is it going to be that kind of morning?
It's going to be that kind of morning.
I'm just putting my phone on Do Not Disturb so that we can...
Oh, that's a good idea.
Recording.
Disturb. Yeah. Okay. Did you get the latest ink spot yet in the mail?
I did.
I got mine this morning and I've just been flicking through it, and I'd come across an article about Substack by Megan Herbert. It's
I wrote that. I remember. I've got to read that.
yeah. Hey, where are your earpod things?
Oh shoot! Not in my ears. Hey.
Not in your ears. Yeah, I'm just flicking through the Substack article, and it's explaining the whole thing in her her adventures in Substackery. Megan Herbert.
Fab. Do you know Megan? I don't think I know Megan.
No, I don't know Megan, but I'll be dipping into this article if and when we ever talk about Substack today. Just because it explains things. It sort of covers a lot of ground that, that's a great issue. And it's got a little thing about Flash Damingo in there as well, which was a bit of a surprise because I didn't supply it. So I don't know. There's no credit as to who supplied that little origin article.
What? Oh, yeah. What page is that on?
Let's see. 31.
I'm sure it's cool. I think I didn't even see that. I had a quick flick through. Oh, whose artwork is that? It's not you, is it?
That's me.
Is that you down here?
Very, very early, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say a little article, I didn't supply any of that. Does that mean you're not that happy about it?
Well, yeah, you get that. You get that at my age. Yeah.
Very good. So that's reproduced from original art, right? I can see the paste up of the lettering and
yeah. I know. Again, I don't know where the scan came from or who I sent that to or anything. So someone's been following me around and keeping tabs. I'm assuming that the best guess would be Danny Best, but
yeah, that's what I would have said.
Yeah. But who knows? Danny, is that you? Are you responsible? Anyway. Before you logged on and we pressed record, I was just having a little quick conversation with Julie Dietrich today, who it's her birthday. So happiest of birthdays.
Happy birthday, Julie.
Comics writer, amazing writer, Julie, and hope for many more and a huge year ahead. She's been very busy on the Phantom recently, and I'm sure she's got other coals in the fire as well. But happy birthday to Julie. Yeah.
Hip, hip.
Is she in a position where we can call her the great dame of Australian adventure comics? Or would she hunt me down and whack me across the head?
I don't know. She should whack anybody across the head, but I'm not answering the first part of that question.
Yeah. Anyway. So what else
Great.
happened during the week?
Happy birthday, Julie.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Julie. A release of the trailer.
Oh, we were talking about it last Monday morning.
And then as soon as I'm
going, maybe by the end of the week. I think it came out the next day or that afternoon or something.
That afternoon, yeah. Talk about dating the content.
Yeah, well, Nick, our director, was very keen to get it done and get it out. Partly because he on Saturday just passed, he was on a plane to LA for one of his other short films premiering in LA. And he was just taking time off work anyway for personal reasons. And then this short, very fine day was selected for this premiere at a film festival in LA. And he went, well, let's just go.
Yeah.
So put together a little package. He's very good at the promotional side of things. Put together a little package to take with him, reintroducing himself to LA and Hollywood because he's kind of been out of the loop there for a little while. And Yeah, so he's over there right now, and so that's Very Fine Day, and it's spelled VER dot FINEDAY. So it looks like Ver Fine Day, but it's pronounced Very Fine Day. I only just watched it the other day, and it's very good. It's another very Kaczewski piece. It's got horror undertones and beautiful cinematography, and no concessions given, like in the story or in the production values. It's all very good. So
Right.
yeah, so I don't know if it's up for prizes or not at this um, festival, but it was shown, I think, Saturday night LA time. They had a midnight screening of a bunch of like horror related stuff. So yeah, good
Yeah.
luck to him
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But
Fingers
yeah, he
crossed.
said we've got to get this trailer online so that he can point people to it as he's lining up meetings and then as he's at meetings. So it
And
was
you did.
ready. Go ahead.
And you did.
And I did. That's right. It was ready to go. We were just debating when best to hold it back.
Right.
Um, yeah, so that's something else we'll talk about, also a related thing in a little bit, as to what I was suggesting we might do with it, but we didn't do. But it's still something that worth
Right.
chatting about when we get to it.
Vaguing.
That's right. Stick around, kids. There's more
Yeah.
to talk about.
So the question on my lips is, how's the week's feedback for the trailer?
Oh,
What you've
it's
been getting
been
some pretty
brilliant.
good comments.
Yeah, it's so so heartened and enlivened by all of the little pithy comic comments. This is great. Oh my God, this is incredible. Some people going, I didn't even know this was happening, and it looks amazing. And then a few people did like quite uh, like a much lengthier piece, like on Facebook, talking about what Greener Pastures meant to them when they first saw it on the newsstand in the '90s, and how great it is that it's at this point at this time. And
Nice.
um, so yeah, a lot of really great stuff. It's been really wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks everybody. And if you haven't seen the trailer, do look it up. We've got a YouTube page now, which I don't think we had last week when we chatted. I think if you just look for Greener Pastures short film,
Mm.
maybe throw in a 2025, it should land you at the YouTube page. And on there, we've got the trailer, which is brand new, already hit 1,400 views, which I'm very happy about. Thanks, everybody. But we've also got the other, three pieces that we've released, which is a teaser, which we released a few months ago, and a behind the scenes teaser, and a little snippet of the soundtrack, which is really cool. I don't know if we've ever talked about the soundtrack live on the show, Gary, but uh, it's another one of those things that Nick and I have had vibrant discussions. That's my euphemism for it. In
Vibrant.
the last few weeks, vibrant discussions. Continually, Nick says you got to trust me and trust the process, which I do on and off, more likely on than off. It's very hard to extract yourself when it's all your own money and definitely all your own IP. And so I've always dreamed. There's two Aussie bands that just felt like the right mix of sound, and that's the Cruel Sea, which is pretty well known, and Karma County, which is not that well known, but just this this urban western sort of grungy guitars and stuff. I said East because the other thing with Karma County is it's a little bit East meets South is what they call the kind of music that they at least started with, and
Right.
it's
Okay.
very cool. If you've never listened to Karma County, their first album is still my favorite, which is one of those things. But from way back in the '90s, they had great airplay, won awards. Arias, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the album and for the single Postcard, which is a really cool song.
And they
But
released
yeah,
that. They released that live album live from Cucumber Gilligan, didn't they?
I wish we'll work on that. One day, should I talk about that or not? One day I'm going to hold an event called Cucumber Gillicon, and out at Cucumber Gilliga. I think I sent you a text about that once, months and months and months ago. Cucumgilliga, for kiddies who don't know, is hometown of Trevor, where the farm is that he grew up on. So, and it's a real place south of Cowra in middle of New South Wales, basically.
It's the name of a property, is that right?
Yeah, it's not actually a town per se, but you can find it on a map. But it's not a town. It used to be. We think the way that stuff, like properties used to work was they were enormous, right? Huge swathes of land called Cucumgilliga, or owned by somebody, I guess, and they called it Cucumgilliga. And then as time goes, they sell pieces off, or the government takes it, or whatever. So there are traces of places with the Cucumgilliga name, or a name very close to Cucumgilliga. Like there was actually a public school, and the building is still there with a name on it that's not quite Cucumgilliga, but is obviously some kind of misspelling of it or something. And most of this I found out when we went to a wedding in Orange. So that was the closest I've ever been to the actual spot. And we took a detour, Amory and I, and took some photos. But the people who were getting married had a friend who worked in the council in the lands. Is that what you would call it?
Yeah.
And titles. That's probably it. Lands and titles. And we actually went in there and we're looking over these amazing maps, and they were trying to find what Cucumgilliga was and a bit of the history. Found a little bit more about it online since then, but there's not much about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, I'd like to throw an event there called Cucumgillicon.
And so your week culminated at OzComicon last weekend, where you bumped into the actor Alistair.
Oh my God! Right? Yeah, Alistair Bates.
Yeah, you bumped into the actor who played Trevor.
Yeah. So that was on Sunday. So yesterday. Time flies, doesn't it? It was just yesterday. So obviously, I spent 2 days with Alistair on set as Trevor, looking very much like that Trevor there. But he turns up on set in makeup because the makeup's got to be mostly put on in the studio of a media makeup effects group, which is the company that did the incredible prosthetic, which you can now see in the trailer. Right, we had that hidden until Monday. So Nick Nicolau and Paul Catt, the two guys who own Makeup Effects Group, did almost all the work on the head prosthetic. I'd say probably all the work on the head prosthetic. And Kuldeep did hair and makeup, including the amazing hands and the hoof fingernails, which we weren't sure that was going to happen at one point because it was extra, right? And we'd already gone way over budget. But it was discussion point from first meeting onwards. It'd be great if we could do the hoof fingernails that I somehow came up with when drawing Trevor at some point. Kuldeep did that. Alistair would turn up in makeup, and we had to give him lots of space for various reasons. One of which, I think he was in the makeup chair from like 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. or something on the first day, which means when he turned up, well into the day, he'd already been like under mental pressure for quite a while. And if he talks too much, the prosthetic will start to lift, right? Because it's pieces stuck on. So he had to be by himself a lot. And I've got a picture of him in the offices. The first day of shooting was at a Jackaroo office block here in Sydney. And I've got a picture of him in one of the small meeting rooms, which had the best air conditioning in the space, because air conditioning is hard on the weekends in office blocks. And he was just sitting there like, eyes closed, not sleeping, but meditating, because he can't scratch himself, and because there's a mask, but also because his fingers don't really work, various reasons he was really left to himself for most of the day. So we spoke very briefly a couple of times, but the other thing is, what does he look like? When someone like that turns up on set, it is, even in real life, almost 100% like convincing. It's incredible. It's really amazing that the latex and the painting and the detailing. So yeah, it was pretty wild. So I spent 2 days with him on set and didn't really meet him, but I know what he looks like because we follow each other on Instagram and etc. And we were just finishing up with a customer who had bought the whole front row, which was fantastic, issues 1 to 8.
Yeah.
And we were just finishing signing those and chatting with that woman. And I look up at the next crowd of customers that are coming up, and there's this very tall man. I go, oh my God, that's Alistair. And everybody's going, what? And that was a really weird, surreal moment to see Alistair's face come out of the crowd.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was probably almost, and I don't know why, it was a little bit more surreal and more emotional than when we met Trevor on set for me. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because the on-set thing was just a whole overwhelming day already by that stage. Like the whole thing is overwhelming, and but to have a chat with Alistair was amazing, and he's a lovely man. We spontaneously hugged. He was as I think as touched with the meeting as I was. We chatted for quite a while. He brought some extended family with him who were coming to the con, interested in the convention, OzComicon. So we chatted for a while, and I had the movie running. So, for some of them, he was going, look at me, look, this is me. It's incredible. So yeah, it was wild. And then they went off and enjoyed the con. And when they came back, we chatted some more, and we took a few photos with him holding a comic and holding a still frame from the film. And so yeah, it was really amazing. So
what a great interaction. Yeah. And very
really
emotional.
Yeah, it was. So incredible. What a incredible event. Our sales were good. I don't know what good sales are, right? Because I know that I'll tell you who else was there, but NS Kane, Nicole, who does Fox and Hound. I'm just looking at my notes because I knew I'd forget. And Queen Bee, like she sells out of Queen Bee every convention, which is great. Amazing, beautiful comics and well written. And she was a couple of tables down from me. And I know that, like I was saying, she sold out of quite a few things. Like when we were having a quick chat on Sunday morning, she's going, well, I think I'm running out. I should have brought more comics. And but I make sure that I bring heaps because they're just singles, and it's not too hard to bring them when you're driving. You can just load the car up. But what I basically do at an event of about that size, I have a short box, regular comics short box, and almost I look at what our sales have been previously at similar conventions, and then just round it up a little bit and bring the same amount basically. That was just over a short box worth of comics.
Yep.
Probably this many over a short box, and that's what I brought. And when we were packing up, that's when I like to see how the short box looks when we're packing up. And the short box was only just half full, and I'm going, well, that's pretty good sales, right? But I sold a half a short box of comics.
Yeah, right. Good.
So yeah, I think it was good. And then on top of that, though, they're only $2.50 each for the first 4 and $3 each for the next several, and then a couple of $10 comics. So it's not hard to sell that many when you tell them they're getting 100 pages for $10. But
and this is primarily new faces that you're seeing?
Yeah, almost entirely. I had a few people come back. I had one guy come back who had bought almost everything. So the couple of things he didn't buy, like the extravaganza, the little anthology with Boo Buy's Guy and Trip to Hell and the manga story in there. I think he bought that. Didn't have Adventure Illustrated. I said, well, so this is probably what you need to get, and I've only got Adventure Illustrated 2. And he's going, well, what are these blank covers as well? Are they something different? I said, no, they're like, this is number 8 sketch cover. I'll draw a sketch on it for you. And this is Adventure Illustrated 2 as a sketch cover. I said, you can get one of those. And that way you get the comic you don't have. Insides are completely the same. And you get a drawing on the front. And that's what he went for, which is really cool.
Cool.
So the only sketch cover I did, there are some weekends, like I think last Sydney I did maybe 2 sketch covers and an A4 commission in a sketchbook, which I really love doing all of that. But yeah, one this time, which is cool. I really love doing the sketch covers. So yeah, I don't know how many other returning customers there were. There were a few. I'll wait until the Square report comes back because it tracks the credit cards. But from memory, a few. But also the other thing that I really liked was, and this is testament to just turning up at the convention every time and talking to people every time. Because you talk to people and they go, okay, well, that sounds interesting, but I'll keep doing a round and then maybe they'll come back and maybe they won't. But the other thing is maybe I'll come back in a year's time, which is what that lady just before Alistair, she said, I've seen this around and I've seen you here and I've never bought it, but tell me about it. So I'm expecting maybe to sell a comic for $250 or the first 4 for 10. And she bought the whole front row for $30, which is fantastic.
Nice.
So,
yeah. A return customer after a year.
That's right. And not even a return customer, somebody returning because they just know I'm there. It's time is right to try out something new.
Yeah. Good. That's the way it should work. Yeah.
So I'll tell you who else was there.
Yes.
I was sitting next to Ryan K. Lindsay on my left, which is always fantastic. I'm so glad I was put next to him. So Ryan from Dear Editor and a bunch of other stuff. He's got a. I've just messaged him and he hasn't gotten back to me because he's at work, unlike the rest of us. And he's got a new project coming up, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it yet. So if I say it, are you able to beep it out and cover my mouth and stuff like that so it doesn't get?
Yeah. But you're going to confirm. You're going to confirm whether it's open info or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Can I trust you, Gary? Will you like beep it out?
Well, if you say the title, cover your mouth, and it's easy for me to edit out the audio. Yeah.
I'll go. Oh, he's doing blah blah blah, and you'll put in.
I'll just insert fuck.
Fantastic. So, he was on my left, and the best thing about the fact that he was on my left is, this is my left. I don't know about your left. It is. No, he wasn't. He was on my right.
Oh, God. Right. It's only one way or the other.
I know. That's
the right. The other left.
50-50 chance. 50-50 chance of getting it right. He was on my right. The best thing was that we were chatting, and when he was talking to Mal Briggs from Impact Comics, they were saying something in my hearing so bad and looking at me waiting for my response. And Amber's going, he can't hear you. They were talking about the fact, I think it was Mal Briggs he was talking to, but the fact that, his comic Dear Editor, which is an anthropomorphic deer, and my character Trevor Bovis, like, why isn't there a team up? I'm going, Ryan K. Lindsay, why isn't there a team up? Because I invited him to Greener Pastures team up from day one.
Yeah.
And he was keen, but he said, unless a story comes to me, I'm not going to force anything, which is fine. But chatting, I think it was that little conversation. I said, you're a journalist, my tax lawyer. Went, a lawyer. Yeah, he's a lawyer and a journalist. That's not a bad thing. Maybe I can. I think by the end of the weekend, he'd come up with a 6 to 8 pager. So
a camping weekend where they get lost in the wilderness.
One of his ex-students did a great piece of fan art where Dear Editor, because I think you're aiming at, like, somebody comes hunting, right? They're lost in the wilderness. Did this fan art where Buck is the character's name, Dear Editor, is like standing. It's like from the waist up, but behind is the shield that you would normally mount a deer head on, and he just happens to be standing in front of it. And like, I'm not explaining it as well as it actually looks. It was a really cool little illustration. Hopefully, I said, we can do an All the President's Men sort of thing. I don't know. You're a journalist and a tax lawyer who's doing dodgy stuff for big clients, which is what Trevor does. So yeah.
I just watched All the President's Men during the week, actually. Again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What is it? Woodward and Bernstein. Yeah.
Redford and Hoffman.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
It stands up. It stands up.
It's on the list. It looks amazing. I'll have to see it one day.
You haven't seen you. Okay, next subject. You and your
Okay.
crazy non-movie watching vibes.
It's hard to find the time. So on the other side was Noah Dow. So Noah, what a lovely guy, him and his partner. When I saw on the map that I was next to Ryan and Noah, Ryan, who I've known for a long time, and Noah, that I know the work of but never met. I was so excited and just really hoping that Noah would be a nice person. He's better than a nice person. It's really beautiful. So it was great to sit next to Noah. Noah's done lots of covers for a number of different comic book companies, I think, but mostly Dark Horse Comics.
Right.
But he's very keen to do more interiors. He did some interiors for, is it David Hassan, who's done Nottingham and stuff like that for, for Dark Horse, I think. Australian guy, Melbourne guy, I think, David Hassan. And he did a short for a Nottingham thing. But he's just, Noah's work is beautiful, like really lovely figure work and great color sense. And but I think Noah is concerned that he doesn't have the storytelling practice yet to lay out pages well. And he showed me this short, which even without any of the dialogue on there was like it's so easy to follow and understand. And it was a weird, fantasy story with multiple timelines, which were easier to follow because of the wonderful coloring. But even without the dialogue, I can see the repeating pattern of people's lives in different times. And yeah, it was he's definitely got it. He should just bite the bullet and either find some more work or write some work or something. So
stop complaining.
So they're the people I spent them. Yeah, stop complaining, Noah. More comics more often. That's what I said to him. So yeah, they were the people on either side.
So do you know whether Noah is Canberra based, Sydney based? Did he travel from somewhere? Is it
Melbourne based, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah, cool.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Just putting you on the spot for research, that's all.
When you sent me the link for this meeting, I'm going, I'm doing research. Who wants to do research? Because that's why I'm looking over to my left, my real left, just to make sure I remember everyone who was there and what it is that they do. So Alex Trepchevsky was there. I love Alex. We met Alex a couple of years ago. He's mostly known for Phantom covers. But he's also been working on his own IP, Eternal Trip, because his last name is unpronounceable by an ignoramus like me. But Tripevsky, but his nickname is Trip. So I hope he does that eventually. But he's got so much great work coming out. He's got such great work that he's got lots of clients and lots of work to do. Right. So lots of covers and paintings and stuff like that. And he's really great friends. He's Sydney-based, really great friends with Ben Yamani. No, Ben Yaman. Ben, practice this as well. That's just his first name. His last name's easy. It's Brady. Beniamino. Yeah, Beniamino Brady. So they've been hanging out a lot because Ben's work is also mostly trading card work. He's actually got a great reputation for his trading card work. Yeah. Doing paintings, but his paintings are quite large and they're beautiful, like proper oils and stuff. Really incredible paintings. Right. And he just came back from San Diego Comic-Con for the first time. He took his work over to try to see what would happen, and he's come back with a lot more work to do and lots of clients, which is really cool. It was again a beautiful man. So great to meet him. So glad to meet him, and so glad that he did so well in San Diego. And he met some of his idols like Bill Sienkiewicz, and so he had a great time over there. Daniel Becker was there. He does Lobo. That was the last thing that he did. But if you live in the Gong, in Wollongong, go to his shop called Habitat and buy some plants. He'd love your custom there. Jin Chan Yamwei, who is a Canberra local. He's been around in the scene for a long time. He did this great comic called High School Romance, which is is it like a manga pastiche of that high school romance sort of genre in Japanese comics? Right. But his style is just really cool, clean, simple cartoon style, but perfectly, created the designs and everything. Just wonderful. I think it was like, is it 3 or 4 volumes, in the manga style again, but each one had a different color scheme for the second color. So black and white with one color.
Right. Nice.
But his big thing at the moment is a thing called Shrine Comics, which is like a Shonen Jump kind of deal, big anthology with lots
I
of
think
things
I
in it.
remember. Either you've mentioned this before, or I bumped into it from somewhere. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, continue on. Yes.
And so, yeah, so that's with creators from all over the world. But I think they're trying to figure out whether or not they're going to do the anthology, or they're just going to release the small Japanese-sized collections of what's in the anthology and not worry about the anthology. But that's me again being old school. But he had these great physical copies on the desk. But they've also got an app, a subscription model that they're about to relaunch. They've given it a bit of a go, but they're trying to find their feet and not be like the other apps, but
Right.
still be value for money and great work in it. All the work is great. So that's him. We hung out with Max Ferrata as well from Stellar Lands.
Right.
He was there with Timothy Parrish from Wild North Comics. So Stellar Lands is going to be published, or is being published by Wild North now.
They moved across with number 3 to Wild North, have they?
Yeah, I didn't ask the particulars, but that seems to be it, because we talked a little bit about publishing, Max and Tim and I. So that's what's happening there. So Tim Parrish with Wild North is trying to take over the country, which is great. Anytime comics try to take over the country is a good thing. So he's trying to get like somebody in each of the major cities who is a Wild North Comics
contributor.
Contributor, yeah. So that they can go to every convention and not have to ship people to every convention, but have a table there that's looked after by somebody in that town. So Max is going to be doing that, at least for Sydney, although Tim's coming to Sydney as well, Timothy Parrish, but maybe Brisbane as well. And so, yeah, so the two of them, great spread of stuff on their table as well.
And I see on the socials that Wild North is promoting an anima thing for paper cuts and some other spots that you mentioned to me last week, but I think it's now out on socials, so you can talk a bit more about that, I suppose.
Yeah. So again, I think Tim Parrish was just waiting for a couple of pieces to fall into place. But yes, he announced it, I think, just overnight. It's called Anima, and it's a screening at a cinema of Australian comics related work. So let's start with me, because I'm the most important person in the room. We're actually going to be showing some Greener Pastures work. So it's the first time you'll be able to see Greener Pastures short film material on the big screen. We're not showing the film, but we're definitely showing the trailer. So it'll be the first time I think I'll ever see the trailer on a proper cinema screen. But the plan at the moment is, and this is in September, September. Yeah, we really should have at least one scene or sequence complete, color grading, VFX, sound design, 100% complete. So we're going to bring that as an exclusive. You won't see the whole film, but you'll definitely see like a good probably 5 minutes of real footage that's going to be in the film. So if you're excited about the film, that'll be a great night to go. And I'll be there. We do a Q&A. The directors, we're trying to see if we can manage to get him to get there as well. So it'd be a great Q&A.
And that's while Paper Cuts is on in September.
That's right. So not 100% in conjunction with Paper Cuts, but at the same time. And I think there's a little bit of support from Paper Cuts, but it's definitely being put on by Tim Parrish and Wild North Comics. They're the promoters. So it's the Friday night, I think, of Paper Cuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a Facebook event. Please, like overnight, there weren't too many people who had clicked on it yet. So please do go and click on it. I'm just checking. It's the Saturday night. It's the Saturday night of Paper Cuts. The Friday night of Paper Cuts is Talking Pictures, which is a read to me live reading of comics kind of thing called Talking Pictures. Saturday night we'll have the comics film screening called Anima, Anima. And the Saturday is the Creators and Conversation Day for Paper Cuts, which is workshops and talks and that kind of thing. And then the Sunday is the market day, and I think there's a couple of workshops during the market day as well.
Right.
I'm going to be there.
It's going to be huge.
For all of that.
It's always huge.
Yeah, I always hear such great things about Paper Cuts. So yeah,
I'm starting to feel a little bit of the FOMO, a little bit, but not enough to make me change my mind.
I was going to say it's not too late to change your mind.
It's not too late. Oh, I could surprise everyone and roll up as a punter. Because I loved Adelaide when I was there, and it'd be nice to head back to have a look around. Nice time of year to be there. And I was very impressed with the whole township and shops and hotels and stuff like that. It's a beautiful town. Yeah,
lovely town. Great beaches as well. So yeah, that's Tim Parrish and Max Ferrata. Mike Busutil was there as well. I didn't get to chat with Michael. He didn't come out with us on the Saturday night. We went and had a few drinks and a meal. And that might be because he's not actually on Messenger very much. So I should have probably gone to him personally. But he does the Massive verse. He writes the Massive, like it was one of the writing contributors, or maybe the conceptualist behind Massive verse, which includes things like Radiant Black and Rogue Sun and Supermassive. Radiant Black is Eisner Award nominated. Amazing looking superhero sci-fi stuff, slightly, I guess, slightly in the Power Rangers kind of vein, but not for kids. And one of the things, and I've had a quick chat with Michael and Matt Groom, who's one of the other writers, another Australian guy, about it at an OzComicon, and told them how amazing the design looks when you look at their spread of comics, especially because Michael is a graphic designer. They look incredible, right? Wow, so they 100% look the real deal. So I'm sure he had a very successful time at OzComicon as well. And Shane Walsh-Smith from Undad, which is a great play on words for undead, and Triumviratus, which is large format, very large hardcover comic. Saw a few people walking around with those, so love those large format things.
Yes.
And then adjacent, Brendan Dan from D's Comics was there as well. Always great to chat with him. And Daniel Rathbone from Geek Markets was there as well. And he's also the convener of Comic Arts Awards of Australia now. So he was there briefly on the Sunday Arvo. And Mal Briggs from Impact Comics was there as well. So
Mal's a troublemaker. They're all troublemakers.
There's not too many in that list that aren't troublemakers.
There's so much going on. I'm just it's very hard to keep track of all the people that are doing some amazing things currently at the moment. And the next 12 months sounds very exciting in the scene.
Yeah, what's going on? And that's just that one event. And this is OzComicon Canberra, where they don't have media guests. So if you went to the guest page for this con on the website, you would see a long list of cosplay guests, and then a long list of comic artists and writers and book authors, and that was it. And it was really successsul. People were saying it was taking an hour to get in. The line was so long. Good. So I was going to say, and that's on the back of that's on the back of the fact that Geek Markets, Daniel Rathbone's Geek Markets, Daniel and Brendan's Geek Markets, was on only 2 weeks prior for a single day, but it's free, and that was huge. And I've got postpartum FOMO, or whatever you would call it, that I didn't go to that one, because everyone who went to that one says it was huge. The estimates are definitely more than 10,000 people went to that.
Wow.
And partly, I think, because it's free and because it's one day, so everybody kind of focuses and comes in on the one day. But 2 weeks later, OzComicon is on, and again, thousands of people turn up for that. So Canberra likes their geek stuff. So
And is there another OzComicon in Sydney coming up? When is that? October, November?
September. It's the week.
Okay.
The week after Paper Cuts. So I'll be at Paper Cuts one weekend.
Oh boy, that's tiring.
It is, yeah. So the weekend of the 13th and 14th, 12, 13, 14 in September for paper cuts, and then the following weekend, 2021 of September in Sydney for OzComicon. And I've got the Brisbane OzComicon is the same weekend as paper cuts. I think we might have mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
And there's an academic comic thing in Melbourne that same weekend as well. So
That's
lots
right,
going on.
So viewers, if you come across the Greener Pastures table and Tim's there in the corner just nodding off, should they wake you up or not?
Absolutely.
Right, okay.
Wake me up.
Not nodding off out of sheer exhaustion, not as
That's right.
lack of customers.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'll never be able to sleep. There's always people coming along and wanting to have a chat.
There's always time for comics.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was good.
Well, that's a good wrap up.
And the highlight, I reckon, the highlight of the weekend was pie and chips and a chocolate milkshake on the way home to Sydney at Heather Braised Pies in Exeter. Such a good pie and probably the best chocolate milkshake in the country. And I'll fight people on that.
That's a big call.
It is, but it's great. We had a sausage roll and chips and milkshake on the way to Canberra in the same place. So I had two milkshakes in 3 days, and they were both amazing. They were both amazing. So it wasn't a one-off. Incredible. So instead of going to the McDonald's at Exeter, where you turn off at Exeter to have the Maccas, you just go a little bit further up the street, and there's Heather Braised Pies. Beautiful stuff. Max Ferrata was going, what, a meat pie and a milkshake? That does not mix. You can't do that. And that's right.
Of course
exactly.
You can.
Absolutely. It was amazing. So I don't know how he doesn't get it. I said they come from the same animal group, right? You slice off part of it to make the meat pie, and you squeeze part of it to make the milkshake.
I hadn't thought of it quite like that, but God
Absolutely.
damn it, you're right.
It's like you have a red wine with your red meat. You know.
Yeah, well, it's liquids and solids of the cow.
That's exactly right. And the chips, well, the chips come from a different animal, the type you pull out of the ground. I don't know.
That's where the cow is walking on.
That's exactly right. Yeah, fertilized by
what you're eting as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very good. Yes.
Good. There you go.
That's good.
So it's been a heck of a week.
Yeah. You know where I've been? Nowhere.
At the drawing board?
Besides the drawing board, I've been upstairs, I've been downstairs, but that's about it. Yeah, keyboarding, and I'm doing a lot of writing, actually. I've been breaking down stories and making them work better, and doing all that kind of stuff for me to roll up the sleeves and get drawing again. Still going on the Cyclone book, so that's my project du jour of the day.
Yeah, fabulous.
But yeah, haven't. Geez, I live vicariously through your experiences at all different trade shows and travel adventures, and
I'll keep on talking about paper cuts and see if I can turn FOMO into action.
Yeah, don't think so. Don't think so. I'm still girding my loins for the Stanleys in October. That's going to be. I've keep on warning Belle. It's coming up. It's going to be here before you know it. And she's going, "What have we got to do again?" So,
what do you got to do?
Exactly. It hasn't been defined yet. So anyway, as I said, I've just received the latest ink spots, and so I've been going through that magazine, and it's quite a ripper of a mag. It's got lots of good stuff in it. It's a really good one.
I didn't know. Snake by Souls had turned 50. That's an achievement.
What a landmark that is. Yeah. So everyone who doesn't know, Inkspot is the regular quarterly magazine of the Australian Cartoonists Association. So it's the magazine you get when you're a member, and it's very worthwhile magazine. That is all put together with the latest news and articles and interviews and things like that. So if you're into cartooning and comics, well worthwhile tracking down. You become an associate member, which isn't if you're not a cartoonist, but you're just a fan, and you get the magazine as well, I think, if you're an associate member. So
it's gone through its phases of being not fantastic, and then phases like it is now, which is it's pretty hefty read and lots of great pictures and very worthwhile. So yeah.
So I don't know whether we have enough time to actually segue into the next subject of substackery and social media-y stuff, or whether we should put it off and talk about it more diligently next week. But the local latest ink spot does have an article by Megan Herbert about getting paid to draw. Is Substack the answer? Was the title of her article. And that was fairly spooky because even without InkSpot, I was going to suggest we talk about Substack in particular, but social media in general and cartooning.
I think it's a pretty wide-ranging subject. How long have we been on already? Have we bored the kiddies to death yet?
About 45 minutes or so. So, I think we might leave it until next week and make a point of jumping in without too much palaver and get our thoughts together for next week.
Cool. And just because I just did it, part of my research before we got on board. How about that flipping Rob Lyle laughing at what did I get wrong? Mac Popcon? Where did I say it?
That was Dean, wasn't it? Wasn't it Dean correcting us?
Well, Dean corrected me, but then there's a laugh emoji on the correction. I'm going, what are you laughing at, Rob Lyle?
How very dare him! Jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so it wasn't Macquarie, it was Mackay.
No, Mackay. That's
Mackay.
it.
So
Pop MacCon is in Mackay.
Yeah.
Retraction, correction.
Yes.
Move along.
and Dean Rankin, it's Damingo, not Domingo.
There you go, Dean. Yes. Do your research.
Fight.
Dean Rakeen. Dean Rakeen. Deanne Rakeen.
Yeah.
So when I was just having a quick look to see what it was that Noah has done comic book wise to try to make sure I wasn't talking out of the hole of my head. Noah, who I met at OzComicon on the weekend, he's got a Patreon because we were talking about how do you make a living. I was talking to him and his partner, Morgan, and how do you make a living, and it really interesting, similar, and it's 35 years apart, but similar road that he and I were on, which is parents saying you've got to study to get a real job. Your art is not a real job, and I studied to be I studied to be a graphic designer and have hated it my entire life. And great skills, and I probably wouldn't be able to be publishing as easily as I do if I didn't, but hated that as a job. I can't call it a career because I never made it a career. And Noah, to study to get a real job, did architecture, which shows how much cleverer he is than I am, because architecture is a really difficult thing to study. It's a very high ATAR. And I think he got a master's in it as well. So he went all the way through to the master's, and then said, I think I'd rather see if I can make a living from my art, which is pretty much what he's doing now via clients like Dark Horse and commissions, but his Patreon. So it'd be interesting to have, maybe he's a good case, because a lot of Patreons, not all of them, a lot of Patreon pages will actually say how many subscribers or patrons they have. A page has, and he's got 376.
That's pretty healthy.
Which is not a small amount, but I multiply that by the lowest subscription amount, and then multiply that by 12 months in the year, and you go, well, there's a living right there for Noah now. And that's if all of that 376 is only on the lowest tier. And he's got 3 tiers of slightly more expensive and a bit more expensive again. So I don't feel like it's a secret that I'm blabbing about here, because like I said, I just looked at his page this morning, and if you do the calculations, so it's anywhere between like $38,000 a year, $148,000 a year that Noah makes from Patreon alone. Right. Which he deserves, because his work is incredible. But yeah, there you go. If you know how to make it work.
Yeah, the bottom line is, I think you get out of it what you put into it if you've got the right.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. And I think that's what I'd probably make a point about Substack when we talk about it is, my concern is whether it's just another trendy social media fad that if you invest a lot of time into it, it might work for you, but how long does it work for you? Is it just another time sink of maintaining your Patreon page, maintaining your Substack newsletter, doing your own newsletter for your website, doing your social medias on Instagram and Facebook? And it's just, is it just another tent pole for sucking away your time? Or do you start to be more selective about which one you choose to ride your horse into town on?
Yep. So there's your teaser for next week, kiddies. That we'll see what Gary and I can make of that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Give me time to think about it.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyway, it was very spooky that Megan's article in the latest InkSpot came across my desk just as I was thinking about what to talk about Substack with you today. And she summarizes it so beautifully. So I'm going to read from that and steal from her article a lot.
Great.
But, it'll be full accreditation. But in the meantime, I think it's only fair to hold this up and say that Megan is on Substack at meganjherbert.substack.com if you want to have a bit of read about what she does and what she gets up to. Cool. She's cartoonist at the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age, and we'll give her full credit before we start ripping off her articles left, right and centre.
Discussing, yes. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else going on, Gaz?
Let's see. No, doing the Cyclone book, doing some story breakdown, getting very excited. I'm going to talk to you about some things that I'm little hurdles that I need to jump over with my story. So I'll do that off camera. Cool. And, but other than that, I see your wine bottles have now become 2 wine bottles instead of 1. Has there always been 2 wine bottles there?
No, there's 2 more over here as well, and
God, right.
We bought a I don't know, bit of a case, months and months ago. I will contact Greener Pastures Wines. They follow me on Instagram now. I'm going to contact them and see if we can do something together eventually when I've got time. Because Amory said the wine's good. I'm not much of a wine drinker, but Amory liked it. But I'm actually they're only sitting here until I crack open my next sketchbook. When I'm sketching on trains and whatnot, because these labels come off pretty easily and then they stick back down really well. So I'm putting them on the front of my sketchbooks. Not really. I'll keep a couple of bottles and the rest of them I'm just ripping the labels off.
Excellent.
Repurposing. Yes.
Right. Okay. Is that it for this week?
I think so.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Julie again. Hope she has a ripper day and a ripper year ahead. And I'll stop the recording and have a bit of a chat.
See you guys later.
Bye, everyone.